Hello and welcome to the show, where we break down complex topics to give you clear, actionable insights. I'm Felix, and as always, I'm here with my co-host, Ruby.
It's great to be here. Today, we're tackling a word that's become incredibly common in our conversations about work, burnout. But what does it actually mean?
That's the big question. Most of us think it just means we're really tired from work. But there's an official definition, and it's much more specific.
Exactly. The World Health Organization, or WHO, defines burnout as a syndrome resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. They classify it specifically as an occupational phenomenon.
So it's not just about any stress, it's specifically about stress at work. The WHO breaks it down into three core dimensions, right?
That's right. The first is feelings of energy depletion or exhaustion. The second is an increased mental distance from your job, which can show up as negative or cynical feelings about it.
And the third dimension?
The third is a sense of reduced professional effectiveness. Basically, you feel like you're not getting things done as well as you used to.
I've heard a great analogy for this. Think of your energy like a phone battery. If you use it hard all day and only charge it a little bit overnight, you start the next day with less power than the day before.
That's a perfect way to put it. Over time, the battery struggles to hold a charge at all. Burnout is that slow, cumulative depletion. It's not about the tiredness you feel after one long day. It's about demand consistently outpacing your ability to recover.
And that distinction is really important because it leads us to one of the biggest misconceptions about burnout.
Right. Many people use the word burnout as a synonym for just being extremely tired. But as we've discussed, it's a much more specific syndrome tied directly to the work context.
That brings us to the second common misconception, that burnout is an official medical illness you can be diagnosed with.
And that's not quite accurate. The World Health Organization is very clear on this. They classify burnout as an occupational phenomenon, not a medical condition.
So, what does that mean in practical terms? How can it be a health issue but not a medical condition?
It sits in a specific part of their classification system that covers reasons people might contact health services, but which are not diseases or illnesses themselves. It's a factor that influences your health status.
However, it's worth noting that this isn't a completely settled debate. The lines can get a bit blurry, can't they?
They can. There's an ongoing discussion in the medical community. Some clinicians and national health bodies do see a significant overlap between burnout and conditions like depression. So it's an evolving topic.
So, understanding these nuances is critical. Why does getting this definition right matter so much for both employees and employers?
Because it fundamentally shifts where the responsibility lies. If burnout is just seen as personal exhaustion, the solution is often placed on the individual to be more resilient or manage their time better.
But by defining it as an occupational phenomenon, a result of chronic, unmanaged workplace stress, it becomes clear that the workplace environment itself plays a huge role. It's a shared responsibility.
Exactly. It reframes the problem as a systemic issue. It's not about a faulty employee. It's often about a mismatch between the demands of a job and the resources, support, and recovery time available to the person doing it.
And when you see it that way, the solutions change. It's less about telling people to do yoga and more about looking at workload, management practices, and organizational support.
That's the key takeaway. It opens the door for more meaningful conversations about creating healthier work environments.
Now, we want to be very clear. Our goal today has been purely educational, to clarify the definition of burnout. This discussion is not meant to be used for self-diagnosis.
That's an essential point. If anything we've talked about today resonates with you, or if you feel like you are struggling, please reach out to a qualified health professional for guidance.
Thanks for tuning in.
That brings us to the end of the episode. If you think we helped you dejargonize the term, make sure to subscribe and follow us wherever you get your podcasts.
See you on the next episode.